What's up? B-Dog and Sammy G in the house, and a special video training today, and one about sales, all about
upselling,
leveling.
upgrading, leveling.
Let's just take it to the next level. If you're watching this, it means that you're interested in finding out how to deepen that sales process. Maybe you are a person who is winning at sales and you want to advance it. Maybe you don't have any customers at all and you're wanting to make your first sale. Maybe you're having some challenges inside of making the sale and you're wanting to find out about how to navigate that conversation so you can sell more. And like Sammy said, maybe you want to upsell and you want to increase your order basket. You want to increase those sales so that you can make more money, which is, I'm sure, in a business, that's the end of the game. That's what you want to do. And so I have here Sammy G's in the house, obviously, and I'm going to give you some numbers so that you can.
I haven't seen them.
You don't know these, but I do.
Okay.
So this month alone, so just to give you some context, this month alone, Sammy has already done 61 customers. 25 of them are brand new. She's done over 12,500 in volume, and her average order basket at the moment is over 200 in points per order. So these are huge numbers, and you can see that you don't have to do hundreds of customers with like little baskets if you are understanding how to upsell and talking about the strategies that Sammy is going to implement today. So she is, I'm just going to just shout out Susan Naylor. She is, they're dancing around. I think we're both going to have some new platinum black. We're not going to have new platinum blacks. We're going to have at least two of the team inside of our global team getting back to that platinum black this month. So
Susan,
sales are happening. Sales are happening. People are buying. There are people out there, and we're all in the same economy. We're all in the same environment. We all have the same 24 hours a day. We all have the same busyness. We all have the same tools, and we all have the same know-how. And some people are winning, and some people are struggling
or making excuses.
So we're going to discuss the tools. We're going to discuss the conversation that I drilled Sammy G into, not just giving us we're going to give you some concepts and some ideas and things like that, but also we want to find out what's actually going on. How's that process being done? How's the conversation when you'll see it is just such an easy conversation to have in terms of upselling, in terms of what we do next, and inside of, moving them to that next level as well. So hopefully you got your pens and paper ready. If you're ready, type in ready in the chat and let me.
And you know what? This is the business. I have heard people say, I want more money. I want more leads. I want more people, more social marketers. It's all the same thing. Like, I think sometimes in Modere, because we've put like an iron wall in the compensation plan of just social marketers or just customers. I don't like customers. It's like, well, you don't like your business then, because not liking customers, that is our business. And social marketers, like, there's a big wall between it about, I only talk about the business, or when I'm talking, I only do posts about business, or I only do posts about products. And I think today as well, it's teaching people that it's all one thing. Bringing in people, the easiest way to bring in people to your business, that is your business. Customers are your business, social marketers are your business. It's about selling to both and bringing them in. And we're also going to talk about how someone comes in, how to bring someone in the easiest way into your business and then convert them into becoming a social marketer. Like, what is that process and how are you doing that? But if you're struggling to sell, which means if you're struggling to bring in social marketers and you're struggling to bring in customers, then you need to work on your sales strategies, because whether you're bringing in customers or social marketers, it's the same thing. It is selling. And if you're not having massive wins in that area, the good thing is it means you've got room to grow and you've got lots of things that you can learn, that when you take it away, you should see an increase in your organizational volume.
Write this one down, tattoo this to your eyelids, okay? And here it comes, and that is, customers are the gateway to a successful business. Write that one down. If you're a business savvy person, you'll understand that you need to sell something at some point, like in your life. And if you are thinking that you're just going to bring in teams, you're going to bring in teams, at some point, some lonely person down there is going to have to build a customer base. So customers are the gateway to your successful business. So that is, we were talking just really quickly, we were talking about it. If you're not making sales, if you're not moving product, then what exactly are you doing on a daily basis? What exactly does that look like? If you're not handling objections every day, if you're not price presentation, if you are not following up on people, if you are not setting up accounts, if you are not celebrating new customers, then what exactly is paying your bills? Because they are the things that we get paid on. This is an affiliate-based commission. We are making money on the sales of and the production of movement of products from one place to the other. And then at the same time, you are also making money on following up. And where the magic is as a network marketer, the magic is helping that person bring in new people. And we talked a lot, we'll talk a lot about building depth inside of your customer base and then helping them go through those first couple of steps and those first couple of stages of becoming a network marketer, even before you have to have the awkward conversation about, well, it's not network marketing, it's social marketing, but it's sort of like social selling, but it's sort of a bit like weird hybrid model. It's referral marketing, it's word of mouth marketing. It's like you have a great result, you're compelled to share it with someone else. And so the way that Sammy has that process dialed in, and what we're going to share with you is how then is she getting her customers to become her brand new leg of her business. And that's how you need to look at is, are they building 1 generation, 2 generation, 3 generations down? And these people are just happy customers who are happy to share. And if you are a business savvy person who's all about figures, stats, and facts, you realize that at the top of the game, you are taking over 30% of the commission, in which case you need a third of the volume in order to win, rather than inside of a team build where you're trying to drive levels and it's a 6% decrease in the percentage of as you go down. So which one would you, as a business person, which one would you rather get paid on, 30% or 6%? You work it out.
Yeah, and Brett's dead, right? Building teams is great and it's fun and it's awesome when people are coming in and they're actually doing something. But the reality is that 99% of people do struggle to build successful teams. They struggle to bring people in, they struggle to launch people. And I often see that if they forget these important steps of having someone be connected to a product, having someone get a good result in the product, then by the time they come to sell the stuff, because remember, that's what we do in our business, we don't just sell social retail, we sell stuff. By the time they come to selling that stuff, they don't have any connection to it. So they're kind of like, what am I selling? Oh, that magnesium stuff, like what even is that? And you'll see, you're bringing social marketers based upon just a business conversation, and they come in, they're like, they don't do anything. Because they have no emotional connection to the products. They don't understand what they're selling. They haven't had a personal experience with it. And that part, from my experience in terms of building 2 mega businesses, is really, really, really important that people come through that pathway, because it will increase your retention. It will have people be more successful in what they're going to sell, because yourself, if you're talking about something that you've actually done versus something that someone else somewhere has done, it's a very different conversation. You are passionate, you're educated, you're talking from personal experience versus, oh, I think that person over there did something, but I'm not quite sure. Very different conversations. So if you understand that 99.99999% of network marketers in every country, in every company over the world, the successful ones, not the ones who are just, jumping in and out of all different things looking for $10 this week. I mean, the people who are successful have come in, 99% of them come in for products.
We were talking with some of the team over in America a couple of days ago, and we were liken it to, I'll give you the quick analogy, and that's about, people in a restaurant. Who are you more likely to buy the specials of? The waiter who sort of comes along and says, look, lists off the ingredients, lists off like what it is. And then the first question you say to them is, well, have you tried it? How do you do you like it? And they're like, oh, I haven't even tried it. You're like, I'm not even gonna listen to you now, because you don't even have a personal experience to attach the conversation with. You're just listing off the sale or the specials of what's inside. Whereas when a food and beverage attendant, like a waiter, comes over and says, oh my gosh, you have to try the special. The special is fantastic. it's this, it's that, I tried it. It's, it's amazing. It's the mouthfeel. It's like, how it makes you feel. And then you're captivated by the conversation because it's taking you into a first person, experience. So sales is just a transfer of belief. It's a transfer of belief. And if you're not into the products, if you're not like, not even using them,
don't like customers.
and that's why, we are spoiled with choice with like the 5-day program, for example, trying to sell the 5-day program, just trying to list off the features and list off what it does is definitely someone, it's limited in terms of, how you get through it. Whereas opposed to, this is the 5-day program I've just done, and this is what I've been able to achieve. And I'd love for you to help you do this because it does this, 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 and this is my experience of that. This is what I would suggest you get, and so it's a different conversation. And remember that we are selling to people who know, like, and trust us. We are the vehicle in which this conversation, gets from our mouth to their ears.
And I was just, thinking about something there when you were talking about, bringing in teams to create a team who create a team who create a team, but no one's selling anything. What happens when you first launch a brand new business inside of Modere? When we came in here, first of all, you may have 2 or 3 people who came with you, 2 or 3 people who came from your past experience, and you come in and it's almost like a leadership team. So if you visualize it, your team, these are people who come in before the product sort of thing. They're all the executive team who is sitting at a desk, right? They're all ready. They're like, right, I'm ready to go. This is what I'm here for. I'm here to build a business. But if you don't have anything to sell and no one is actually selling to customers and no one's really gone through the process of working out, are the products good? Do they get a good result? Are they TGA approved? Are they listed properly? Are they scientifically proven? Do they have good results in them of different people using them? If you don't have a good quality offering to sell and go to work on selling, which is what we actually do, then your executive team, your social marketing teams are just sitting around a table doing this. I don't like customers, or I don't want to sell anything. So what Brett's saying, what we're saying is, what is everyone doing if they're not having cranking customer pods? Because that's why you're here and that is your business. And if you're not selling to customers and you're only trying to recruit, which is very old fashioned. I mean, that's like from the 80s. But if you're doing that, you're not going to have much success because it's all people just sitting around a table twiddling their thumbs and not selling anything, which some of you may find in your business at the moment is that you have a group of people who love, sitting around but doing nothing. And so we're going to teach you today how to stop doing nothing.
Well, one way to measure that is look at all the times that you've rank advanced, or all the times that you've seen rank advancements happen. Typically, they sit around a sale. They never sit around something that isn't a sale. They always drive. So the customer is the driver. If you're like after the recognition, if you're after the next rank advancement, if you're after the next, the drive in your business, then it's going to come inside of being successful at sales and driving a successful, like Sammy said, executive team who are excellent at sales. And if you're all running in that same direction, you are going to see the lift in your business. And like I said, if you have a look at all your rank advancements, all the times where you've hit that next level of your business, 99% of the time, it will be around a sale. It will be where everyone's driving the same thing, talking about the majority of people who are inside this business, which is, of course, the customers. Let me jump into this screen, Sammy, otherwise we're going to be here all day on the intro.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me just slideshow. Can see, great. Admit Karina's coming back in and out. Right, unlock the secrets to masterful selling and upselling. So let's just jump in. And so welcome. We've done a bit of a welcome.
If you've jumped in now as well, make sure you go back to the beginning, because it is important things as well at the beginning that we're talking about your business as an entirety, because we can see that sometimes the compensation plan, because we do have that big wall in the middle, people feel like they're failing if they're not bringing in social marketers, or they feel like they're failing or they're focused in one area. Instead of putting that wall down, flattening it, and understanding the pathway in to a successful network marketing business.
So we're in the business of selling and helping people, whether it's launching their own business, whether you as a partner or purchasing product, it really is the same thing. So let's have a look at what we're going to cover. We're going to cover this, equip you with the essential skills and strategies for successful selling and upselling.
Understanding your customers.
The sales process we'll go through.
Mastering the art of presentation.
Handling objections with confidence.
The art of upselling.
Building long-term relationships.
Leveraging your social proof and why it's important.
And retention. And we're going to wrap it all up into one clear example. And again, showing you what Sammy G does in order to be able to have the numbers that she has had, and especially changing those things around and putting them into place, things that you can do it. So is everyone can still hear us okay?
And if you've got any questions,
Right.
write them down at this stage, write them on your notepad, and then we'll go through a few of them at the end.
All right, let's get stuck into it. So what is selling? So the art of selling is not just about pushing.
Can you see our screen, Arlene? I know Arlene's in there saying she can't see it. Yes,
yeah, so Rachel can see it.
It's only
So
Arlene who can't. Can everyone else see it? Thumbs up.
okay, brilliant.
Yep.
So the art of selling is not just about pushing products or services, it's about understanding your customers' needs, building relationships, and providing solutions that genuinely add value.
Where it's
Okay, so things like problem
Problem
solving,
solving.
consulting, recommending, caring, volume in your organization equals business growth. You cannot have a business with zero customers, which we talked about
which we've
just
just
before.
we've just spoken about that, you know, and I know it's, to a lot of people it seems like it's exciting or maybe glamorous, like I only do the business, I don't deal with those annoying people who are the customers, like I don't want to speak to those low people, I'm like the business guru. Like that what are you doing here? You're in the wrong business, because business is selling things to people, getting them a great result and having them come back and buy more. That is business. Like you can not have a business without customers.
You can only address a window so many times in retail.
Do you like that? Yes, Alexis loves that voice.
Yeah, you can only dress a window in retail stores so many times before you realize that you ain't going to get paid tomorrow if no one's buying them what you're putting in the window. So dressing the window is fantastic. Making sales is even more fantastic up. All right, so selling is communication. So Sammy's put this example in. Talk us through it.
I love this example. This is, can you just move that screen out of the way? This is a Facebook post that I saw, gosh, quite a few years ago. Have a look at it. This is how selling on social media goes. Now, there's two mindsets here. One is the person who sent it, who posted it, or sent it in a message even. And that is usually the responses that you get. Now, there's a big gap between it, because for the social marketer, they think, I've given everyone the information. I've told them exactly what I'm just going to use the 5-day drop as an example. You may not be selling the 5-day drop. You may be selling your own program. You may be selling the gut health program. You may be selling anti-aging. You may be selling bottles of collagen. But when you post something on social media and you do that one amazing post that took you 6 months to write, and you even learned Canva, and you put music on it, and you did all that stuff that took you all that time, and you put it out there, and then no one really understands what the hell you are talking about. And then the social marketer goes, oh, I give up, this isn't working, I'm posting, I'm doing all this work, and I'm posting about immune health or something, and no one's buying it. It's because your method of communication is the top version, and everyone else has their own personal methods of communication and understanding. So as you can see, selling is communication. It is not about one post is going to hit everyone. It doesn't matter how amazing your post is. It's understanding that when you initially market something or you go to talk about something, that this is going to be a long process, because even on this little image here, you can see there's 6 responses to that post. Every single person has read that completely differently. Someone says, how much are they? They missed the fact it was $5. Someone else has said, I'd like a pie. What kind are you selling? You've already told them Apple. Someone else is saying, I've sent you a message, because they can't read it and just do what you want them to do. So now they're trying to message you because they need you to speak to them for them to understand. Someone else has totally not read it at all, just read the first word pies. and said, how can I order one? Someone else has even gone to sending you emails and said, no one's emailing me back. What's going on here? You're bad. You're not giving me the information. And the last person says, hasn't even read the time. What's the latest time I can get a pie? So I want you to understand that when you are marketing, when you are coming up with these amazing posts, amazing images, amazing graphics, it's amazing to you, but it is just the very beginning of you battling the art of communication to drill your messages down to people so that the penny drops for all 6 people.
And just on that, selling is communication. This is, like Sammy said, a lot of people are running a one-stop shop social media business where they're trying to get everything out on a post, everything that basically, tells people everything they need to know, and then hoping and praying that someone's going to be banging on their door or ringing the number and, making it happen. You have to go after this conversation. You have to be, bringing these people in. And again, what you're going to see is all the money is made in Messenger. It's not made on a social media post. It's never made on a social media post. So this is such a powerful example of how people will get it wrong, and why you're not making sales. Why you're not making sales is the follow-up. All right, so understanding your customers. So customers at the heart of every successful business. Without a deep understanding of your target audience, selling becomes an uphill battle. By truly understanding their needs, preferences, pain points, you can tailor your sales approach to resonate with them. So now, when understanding your customers, one thing that we have realized is, and this is something that Sammy has said a number of times, and that is sell people what they want and give them what they need. And I think that in terms of, we just use the 5-day drop for example, and we have discussed this before, but what do your customers really want? What do they want?
Type it in the chat.
At the end of the day, all right.
What you think they're searching.
If you're out there telling people that you've got immune boosting powers and all this sort of stuff, who is that for? Who is the target market? These people, your target audience, you need to find the people who are in pain. They are in pain. All right. If you're selling immune, typically you're trying to target sick people. Not just people who because we all know that prevention's better than cure, but that's not how the way the world runs. People are trying to search the internet for a cure yesterday. They want the cure right now. And it's not just, and the second part of that is they're willing to pay for it. They're willing to pay for the solution. They're willing to pay for it.
And they want it fast.
And so understanding that these customers are the ones that are rabid buyers. They are ready. They've got their credit card out. They are just searching for something to drop inside their eyeballs to answer the questions, to be there when they need you to be there, and to talk to you about it because they're ready to go. And again, in terms of retail, people are coming in to buy things because they have an event coming up, right? They're like, in terms of, buying clothes, for example. They go in to buy clothes when it's like, I've got something this weekend, so I need to buy something brand new. So they need a solution to that problem. And so the same with this. It's not just a case of general information going out there. You need to
specialize.
You need to basically stab them, find the pain, and then stab them in the pain.
So it's about it really is about you finding out what you're selling. It's not about spray painting people's social media with as many pictures of a bottle as you can get in one story flow, just to say, I did it. I posted about, I don't know, immunity biocell. I did 6 story tiles and no one bought it. Of course they're not, because that is spray painting a wall with something. It's not actually looking at what the person's pain point is. Are you speaking the right language? Are you talking to the right person? Do they actually want what you're selling? Have you got the right audience in front of you? It's all of those different factors involved in it. And of course, posting things on your story, talking about things are one small teeny aspect, but that's not where it starts and ends. And that's not where, okay, job done for the day. I did 6 story tiles about immune health. No one bought. What's happening? That's just the very beginning of your marketing. So it really is about understanding your customers and selling them what they want and give it then giving them what they need is very important. And people in this day and age want fast, dramatic results that are proven. They want to see it. They want to see, what are you talking about? Who got what? I want to look with my eyes and I want to see what that person's achieved. And I don't want it in 30 days. I want it in 5 days. Now, selling them what they want is the first step in actually giving them what they need. We all know you can't be healthy in 5 days. We all know someone is not going to be in a healthy BMI range or have a healthy gut in 5 days. However, it is enough for someone to take the very first step. And when they take the very first step and they get some confidence in what you're selling them, in what you're talking about, that they get their own result for themselves, automatically it builds trust. And then once they're in that different mindset, that different body, that different feeling, then it's easy to talk to them about, you know what, you and I know this is about long-term health. These are the things that I would recommend. This is the way that I would suggest you eat on an ongoing basis based upon long-term health. But if we sell the long-term boringness, people are just like, I don't want to do a program for 90 days. I ain't got time for that. I'm not interested in ordering stuff forever. Like, I don't care. I want something now. So having that written in front of you, every time you go and market something, whether it's BioCell Immunity, whether it's the Grateful Gut, whether it's your own program, whether it's weight loss, whatever, is sell them what they want and then back it up very quickly with what they actually need.
All right, so the sales process. So to become a master salesperson, you need a structured approach to guide your interactions with potential customers. The sales process provides that roadmap. So what we're going to do is we're going to break down the sales process, pre-approach. So we're going to use the tools and the knowledge, approach, marketing, needs identification, so consultation and discovery, which we're going to share, and presentation, so tools. So again, we look at the boards, we look at what we've been, hammering away on, what we've been creating. And there is so much, but that can overwhelm a lot of people as well. And that is, how do I use it? Where's the power in this image? And how do I put life to it so that it actually makes sense and it makes sales? Each stage has its own set of objectives, actions, contribute to the overall success of the sale. And we're going to show you exactly, how that looks at every step. And we'll show you how quick and easy it is. This looks like it's very long and drawn out, but you can see it's just in a conversation, and lots of these can just be done in one sentence, one phrase, and you're away. All right, so mastering the art of presentation. So presentation, Sammy G, you want to read this one?
Presentations are powerful tools to influence and persuade. Now stick with that word tools. We'll talk about that in a second. Having the tools is one thing. As you can see, we can create multiple challenges. We can create scripts. We can create tiles. We can create sales funnels. We can create the 5-day drop. We can create videos. We can do hours and hours and hours and hours of training. They're all tools. It really is as well down to the person. Are they going to even spend 5 minutes understanding it? Are they going to spend 5 minutes grappling with it and working it out? Are they actually going to sit there through the hour of training and try and digest it into their brain? But that is how you're going to progress and you're going to make sales. Through clear communication, genuine enthusiasm for your offering, you'll leave a lasting impression that compels customers to take action. Now, this is a list of things that we have. We have the Team Lion sales funnel. We have the price presentation graphic, which I've plastered it everywhere. So no one has any excuse to say, I'm not on boards, I'm not in guides. It's everywhere. We have our own personal knowledge. We should be learning every day ourselves, going into product fact sheets, looking at different websites, upskilling and learning about the products that we're actually selling. We've got the 3B Collective, which is goldmine. We've also got 3-way messages. I don't know if many of you are using them with your customers or with your social marketers, but that is something that I use every single day, 3-way messages. Testimonials, whether it's a visual, a before and an after, or it's a little screenshot of something someone sent you and you blurred out their name, you should be gathering testimonials for your business. So instead of relying on everyone else, I hope Alexis collects her testimonials, or I hope Kelly is collecting testimonials. It's about you being the CEO of your business and making damn sure that every single person you sell products to, you're collecting a testimonial and storing it so that you can use it as proof and edification. Retention and also education. And the education is the promotions and understanding. I mean, deeply understanding. Share the love. How does it work? Why does it work? Refer a friend, whatever you want to call it. Promotions that are current, things that are going on around you inside of Modere. It's understanding all of the stuff that's going on. They're all of your tools. So if you imagine this desk is covered in all different tools that I need, and I can pick up at any stage and I can go and implement it into my business. So it's my responsibility to go and learn the promotion. It's my responsibility to go and work out, you know, which hammer I need for which job, but it's making sure that you are educated on everything around you so that when you go into the world of selling, you've got all your tools sorted out, you can pick them up, and it's a fast conversation.
I think one thing I'd just like to add on that one, and that is it's about personalizing the experience of the tool. Okay. So, and what I mean by that is it's no good sending share the love in a fact sheet, right? Like you, in order to be able to help someone share their code, and to grow depth inside of your customer pod, it's about first of all, understanding or educating yourself that exists. And number two, then putting it into your own words, because that's where people will go, oh, okay. So like, again, like the waiter, it's one thing just listing out the stuff that, you know, the chef gave you in terms of the special. It's another one to actually, you know, consume the information and then be able to tell it in your way, because that's how people are going to learn faster. And you're going to position yourself as the expert, as the go-to, and people are probably like, you know, where they're, when you're asking them to trust you, this is going to, like, this person sounds like they're an expert, you know, and it's all you've done is put it into your own words.
And a lot of it is in language, and we'll talk about that in a second, because I've now got customers in my pod who are sharing 2 levels deep. And they're doing it like they're coming back to me now saying, oh, I've got this one and that one, and this person wants to do it. Can you help me? So it's about you making sure that you are good at communicating these different tools and these strategies so that the person understands. And if you go back in your mind to that first image, you know, you just saying something will be interpreted in many different ways. It's about you making sure that not only if you just said, there is a promo called Share the Love, you should do it too, that you're like, do you understand? Does that make sense? Like, has the penny dropped? That's what you're trying to work out with every single conversation. Because as soon as you are powerfully communicating these things to people and people actually understand it, they actually do, it does work, and they do go and start doing it. And I find that in my own dealings with customers, when I'm just sending out basic stuff like, you should do this, and I'm like, share the love, do that, send this, get someone, they don't do it, because although it makes sense to me as a social marketer who understands everything, it does not make sense to the other person.
Yeah, you got to dumb it down. All right, so let's keep going, because then we're gonna jump into the actual example. But we're just trying to get you to understand that these are all things, all these things, mastering presentation, knowing your target audience, handling objections, all these you know, major points are things that you really should be your key performance indicators of your daily method of operation.
Yeah.
Right. Like how many people did you handle objections with today? Because that would just be like, if you're handling objections, it means that you are on the way to making a sale. If you're like, no, I don't even get any objections, chances are you are sitting, dressing the window of your shop. You're just basically dressing it, right? Like you're dressing it up. It's like you're not making the sales. You're not in the field of helping a human make a transaction and swapping it over for you to make money.
And that's what I want you to now look at. Handling objections is this is the communication battle. This is back to that image of, I've posted something and then I've got 6 different perspectives on what that meant. this is the part, the objections, they're not really objections. They're not a negative. They're not something that you look at it and you go, oh, they don't want it. Oh, so now I'll creep back into my shell and I won't talk to them about it. Oh, it's too hard. I'm not going to do it. This is part of selling. It's not really an objection. It's a question. They're like, how does that work? Why? Because what they're trying to actually do when they're giving you an objection is they're trying to understand what you have just said. They're not objecting going, I don't want it. I don't need it. It's maybe the words that they're saying, but that's not what they mean. They're trying really hard to grapple with what you just said and what that actually means in terms of their life. So when you're getting objections like price, you know, how long does it last? Will I be able to stick to it? And you're getting drilled with all these questions. It actually is a person who's trying to understand it so that they can purchase it.
All right, so I'm just going to skip past this one. These are typically the common objections that we're all going to get, right? Price is definitely number one. How many people would agree? Number one, what's the price? The customer might object to the product or service price feeling too high or exceeding their budget, right? This is definitely one thing that we are all going to have to overcome. And if we start talking about price, that is an indicator that you are about to enter an objection and to be able to close that up.
And this first one to do with price. This is where you, as a social marketer, have got to become a blank canvas. You may have issues with pricing. You may have issues with your own finances. You may have problems where you look at something and you go, that's too expensive. That's fine. That's great. That's your opinion. That is not necessarily your customer's opinion. So when you are going into it, people are asking me, how the heck are you getting these high order baskets? You know, the world economy and this and that's going on. How the heck are you doing it with that amount of customers, getting every single person to purchase high amounts? It's because I take all of my views about money, all of my views about expense, all of my opinions of what that person may or may not have in their bank account, all of my opinions on value. I put them to the side and I'm all about that person. So I'm all about them getting a great result. I'm all about listening to the pain that they've been in and they've tried everything. I'm all about listening to what they think is expensive or what they think is of good value. And I think that's, if you are having conversations, a lot of conversations with people who are all about expense, or you're finding that people aren't buying a lot inside of your pod, like their things are going down or you're not able to upsell, I promise you, if you sit back and you look at your feelings about money, what's going on in your life about money, how you're feeling about the world economy, whether you're scared or upset or worried or anxious, I promise it will be that you're projecting that onto your customer.
So one thing that that again you'll see in Sammy's process and with price is, if we understand that, let's just say that these 4 are our common objections, we know that these things are going to come up. We are actually wanting them to come up. Like we have already preconceived that these objections are going to be the main objections that you and I are going to encounter on a daily, weekly, monthly basis. If we understand that, one thing that that I've seen inside Sammy's process, and one thing that we like in being in sales for such a long time, one thing is we start to prepare early that the price is affordable, that this is going to save them money. So including converse or language inside of your communication early on, make sure that people are like, you're not, if you're saying luxury, premium, all these different words, that's going to say it's going to come with a premium price tag at the end of it. If you're saying it's affordable, it's going to save you money, it's, you know, it's selling out, so many other people are doing it in your situation, all of a sudden people are going to go, well, this must mean that, you know, this is affordable. Like, well, she said it, you know, you got to, and so you got to take control of the communication that you're putting out there. And like Sammy said, if you're getting the price objection all the time, everyone's like, oh my God, this is stupid, this is high as. Then what happened is you're now on the back foot of like, now you're going to have to come back with the, I know how you feel. I felt the same way. And what I found, well, and you start like being weird, right? That is so weird. If you understand that again, with time, for example, with time objections, like, you know, in your presentation or just in language. And like I said, these can just be one sentence tie downs that you put inside of the language. And like I said, Sammy, you'll see how Sammy does it in such a way that you don't even see it happen. One of those things could just be, you know what, in no time at all, it's only 5 days. You know, and that's what I mean. You sell people what they want to make them feel easy and make them feel that they are making a great decision rather than making a decision that you're trying to, steal from them, that you're going to take advantage of them. And so making sure that you're addressing these common objections inside of the conversation that you're doing takes the objection away. All right. So understand, acknowledge it, take a photo of this and look at how you can, in one sentence, be able to dispel the objection
before it even
becomes one.
And I have to be honest, I don't really get any objections, because by the time I get to the end, and that includes upselling and increasing their order baskets to higher amounts, I very rarely get objections in terms of talking. As soon as I start talking to someone, I just go through the same process with every single person, because in advance, I've already either seeded what I want them to do next, or I've already covered their objections before I even get to it. But we'll show you that in a minute.
All right. Okay. So the art of upselling. So we're just going to cover this quickly. Upselling is not about pushing unnecessary products. It's about enhancing the customer experience and providing additional value. By mastering the art of upselling, you can increase the customer satisfaction, the loyalty, and the average transaction value, which I promise you, it's easier to sell more to less. If you've got people who are buying over 200 points, like, it's less work rather than 50 points here, selling a bar of soap here and there and everywhere. You're going to have to sell a F ton.
And I want you to now start and understand that upselling is not a negative thing. It's not like, and all of the programs that you have, everything that you have at your disposal now, whether it's Grateful Gut, whether it's whatever it is, 5-day drop, they are baseline programs. You really, at the end of selling those programs, you have not even done the person a good service if you haven't upsold things. They're just baseline things for the person to scrape on through and have the bare minimum to get the result. I want you to start looking at upselling like you are offering the person a huge gift. You are giving them the opportunity to have faster results. You are giving them the opportunity to do it easier, to have more things at their fingertips that make that process actually easier. And when you start to think, I'm actually helping someone by upselling, it's not me trying to push more unnecessary product on it, and you are strategic with your upsell, you're strategic in the fact that you believe in what you're selling will get them a faster result, or it will make it easier for them, then having that mind shift swap of, I'm not just trying to increase someone's order basket for the sake of increasing someone's order basket. I'm trying to actually increase it because I want them to have better results and I want it to be easier. Then you may find that that becomes a much easier conversation for you, because in your mind, you're like, I am doing a good thing. I am trying to help the person. I do want to help them get better results and have it faster and easier.
So I just use another example and one from our experience, and that is a value ladder inside of the gym. Okay, so everyone from one time or another has been a member of the gym, right? So number one, the target audience, they are motivated to do something with their fitness. So they're on the court, right? So when we owned a personal training studio, personal training one-on-one will give people the fastest results. It will keep them accountable the most, but it also comes at a premium price. Okay, that's the game here. So we know that the personal training, as personal trainers, we know that the personal training is the best thing for the person to do, because we're going to be able to, we're going to personalize the experience. However, that's not what people know they need it, but they don't want it, first of all. So where we would sell the most is we would sell a boot camp, right? A $10 a week come as many times as you want, cheap and cheerful. It was straight in, you can jump around, whatever else. And then what we would do is we would value ascend each member. So once you do a boot camp, then all of a sudden you should look at the next thing. We're doing a 12-week challenge. This is the next step up. It's something like, it's not going to be, not going to be the thing that we take to market, but it's going to be once you're inside of the ecosystem, we're going to tell you that you should do it. You should do small group sessions because that's going to save you more money. Like, it's going to save you money, but it's going to give you a little bit more of a value ascension. And then eventually I would have that conversation with you, and where we get the know, like, and trust, you should take on one-on-one personal training.
So that is what Brett has just said. There is a pathway in as well for a social marketer. If you're just talking about social marketing online, you have cut down your marketplace to about this big, people who are interested in it. You're going to bring in 1 or 2 people every now and again. Will they launch an amazing business? Who knows? I haven't seen it yet. What you have to understand is there has to be a value process. So bringing in people onto the boot camp is bringing in people on the products. Having a big, massive people on the products is then moving them into the next thing, which is upsell and get them a great result and progress their program. And then your premium product that you offer inside of your network marketing business is you pick out certain people who will come with you on the journey of being a social marketer. And that is, I promise you, in 99.999% of the world population of network marketing, that is where you will find your social marketers. They have to go through that process of know, like, and trust, value, getting results themselves, getting experience in the products, having a good result, having confidence, because as you know, for most people, it is hard for people to go from nothing to selling something. Like, even for experienced people on here, some of you will find it really hard to build a big customer pod because you're nervous about selling. Even at your level, you're like, I need to learn more skills to upsell or increase my customer pod, or how do I talk to social marketers? Well, imagine being a person who comes in on a business ad and then is just handed a pile of products, and then with no sales training, no sales experience, because remember, these aren't people who are applying for the job and saying to you, I have a degree in selling and I have 10 years of sales experience. They're usually mums and dads and just people. They're then coming to you and you're going, see this pile of stuff? Off you go and sell it. And they're like, I don't know how to do that. I can't do that. So if you're struggling for social marketers in your business, if you're struggling for social marketers who actually do something in your business, and if you're also struggling for customers inside of your pod, it is the value ascension ladder that you moving them through that process, you will have much more wins.
All right. So, okay. So I'm just going to go, we talk about building lasting relationships, and again, this is about the follow on. It's like, what happens after the fact, and what happens, how do you then establish that long-term relationship? And again, I think that a lot of people could benefit from, even just in the conversation of hearing how Sammy talks about what we do next, is setting them up for that next month, that month 2. Also, how is she building generational custom pods? In which case, we're not just worrying about the 5 that you brought in this month, because 5 people in this business should really spark out to be 100 people that you're getting paid off, like in terms of your commission. Beyond that, because 5 people are like gold dust that you've worked so hard to bring in, so hard to have this conversation with, and then at the end of the day, you now want to work through
that's the network
that group of people. You want to take those 5 people, and then. It's not always, I think this is where people get a lot of burnout, right? Like, it's like the sales burnout. They look at this model and they're like, no, it's got to be easier. Leverage is the number one thing I need to sell. I need to sell leverage, because leverage makes sense, because that means I make millions
of other people
on the beach. So understanding as a marketer, as what the business we have a word of mouth marketing. We find 5 brand new, what you need to start looking
customers.
at is, they're not even customers, they're 5 brand new pools that you can now start to fish in. And as a marketer, you take that one person, those 2 people, those 5 people, and you say, who else do you know? Let's turn that 5 into 25. And you know the numbers, you've written it down yourself as 2 meets 2 meets 2 meets 2, and all of a sudden it compounds and you've got, you know, everyone in the whole entire earth underneath you in your organization, and you're like skipping off to the moon. But 5, what I can see is when people don't have this relationship building thing, you know, in this long-term strategy, what happens is they got to go back to 0 again next month and try and find the next 5 and the next 5 and the next 5. And then after a while, you're like, this sucks. What's wrong here? And then I think that's where it turns into this whole, I just got to go find business focused people because that's going to be easier. But it's the same thing, because you're going to find, let's just say you find 3 brand new social marketers. It's not enough just to jam them in your organization and then say, like Sammy said, well, here's the pile of everything we do. So see you later. If you find those 3 social marketers, you build to director 1 through one of them. You build straight through, like deep with that one person. That's all about relationship building. And you can do that inside of that pod, inside of people who are already rabid fans about what they're doing and they are compelled to share. And like I said, I'll show Sammy's process of how she does that.
And if you are a network marketer and you're wanting to build a network marketing team and you're wanting to have leverage, then choose your way of doing it. Number 1 way is, imagine this. I do a business post. I bring in 4 social marketers. I don't see that happening, but I'm just going to use that thing. 4 social marketers come in. I give them a pile of products and say, go and sell that. And they go, I don't know what this is. I need like time to understand it, digest it. Does it work? What is it? How much is it? I've got no experience in selling. And then I now say to those 5 social marketers, can you now go out and find 5 social marketers each yourself and bring them in and do the same again? Give them a pile of stuff and tell them to go and sell stuff. They're like, your business will just dive. Versus bringing in people, customers who are humans, the same as social marketer humans, they are humans, bringing them in on the lowest barrier of entry. The easiest way to bring people into your world is customers. I promise you, I've tried it, tested it. I've got the numbers on the board. I can tell you I'm an expert in how to build a network marketing business. Bring them in as a customer. It's a low barrier of entry. It is easy to bring in 60 customers versus 1 social marketer every 12 months. Once the humans are in, give them a great result. Let them try out the products. Keep them as a customer. And then moving them through that process. And it is much easier to say to a customer who has got a great result, who is confident about the products, to then me as the network marketer, not them, help them share their results with other customers. And that is me building a network marketing team.
That's leverage.
That's leverage.
That's leverage.
That is how you leverage.
That's the secret ingredient that everyone's spraying all over the world here. Leverage is, I don't have to now go off my own effort and go find a brand new 5. What I do is I help my 5 find their 3. I help my 5. Now I have a small sales team who I'm helping share their message with the next person and the next person. And
I'm getting paid 30% on it versus, 6%. And in our last company, 6% of one leg. And it's a really hard conversation. I mean, how many of you on here are finding it really easy to bring in a social marketer, like straight from the get-go, and having that social marketer share with 15 social marketers who then share with 15 social marketers? It's hard. It is an impossibility. And I think everyone has forgotten that the customer pod are the human, that you as the network marketer, that is the pathway in to your network marketing leverage business, is bringing people in as a customer, getting them a good result, and getting them to share. And then some of them may never want to become a social marketer, but they may become your best social marketer actually in your business, but under the name tag of customer.
Yeah.
And that's how you need to be running your business. So, I promise you it's much easier.
I'll give you one final example, and that is of the personal training, right? Like, I'm the personal trainer. My goal is to have one-on-ones and to fill my absolute sessions up with one-on-one paying. They're the highest paying customer. I get the most money out of that, that session, wherever else. It's very labor intensive though, because it's one-on-one. And this is no different to a social marketer. How many people feel that social marketers, they take most of your time, most of your energy, most of your focus, you're counseling them, you're like pushing them up a hill,
they're out, they're up,
and
they're down.
they are like high maintenance, low volt, like low productivity. So I use that example of a gym. It's harder for a personal trainer to go get someone who is not motivated to do anything about what they, about their health. They're sitting on a couch. They don't care. They're eating, whatever.
Chips.
They have like their whole habits are unchanged. They're not willing to change. How hard is it for a personal trainer to walk into that house and say, you need to come and do one-on-one training. You're going to charge you this amount of money, and we're going to do it. I'm going to fill my whole timetable up with those sort of people. They're not going to come. It's easier for me as a personal trainer to go shop like fishing in the gym where someone's on a treadmill already, and they've already made 4 or 5 steps. They already know that they need to work out. They're conscious of it. They're motivated to do something for themselves, in which case they've come in the low barrier of entry. They've come in and they've bought a gym membership. Now what I can do is I can help them maximize their gym experience by giving them what they want, which is basically one-on-one personal training. Same here. Bring the pool of people. The low barrier of entry is get them on the court playing the game first of all, which is consuming the product. That's step number 1. If they're already consuming the product,
It's much easier.
then if I can get them a result, they are compelled then to do the work of what a network marketer ultimately looks like, which is share the story. Make sure the story gets told. And so then understand that my part of that conversation in terms of the customer, and again, I'll show you what Sammy does. My part of that conversation is, hey, how about for the first 5 or 10, people that, want to do it with you, you put them in front of me and I'll talk to them. And so what I'm doing is I just bypass that one person that I've signed up, and now I'm talking to 10 more people behind them. And then from there, we're already building this network marketing business without even calling it what it is, because people are already compelled to share, because they're like, yeah, of course, I got Mary, she wants to do it with me. Joe down the road, she just saw that I'm doing a 5-day drop. I'm even someone even posted their results on social media. Like, how hard is it to get a social marketer to do these things if they're not vested, if they're not consciously in it? Like, could you just do a post? Like, you need to do a post now. Here's 120 of them. Here's 120 days of posting. How many of those people actually follow through on the 120 days of social? Like, it's all there, but because they're not, there's no buy-in, they're not they're intrinsically connected to it. Chances of them actually doing something about it is very rare.
And this is something you can take from, I know not all of you were in it, but a lot of you were in the last company, is everyone came in the same way. They didn't come in as a as a social marketer or a customer, and there was a great big line down the middle, and we treat these two differently. And we didn't have people inside of that company feeling like failures because all I do is bring in customers. I wish I was as glamorous as that person who brings in business builders. There was no such thing. Every single person came in the same way. Every single person was put through a process of getting a good result. And then every single person then was encouraged to share. Now, still, even with great results, even with people having been connected to the products, most people still don't want an online business. I don't know why. I don't take that class. I don't know why more people don't do things like we do them. I wish they did, but it is a just fact of nature that most people will not do this. Just is what it is. However, if you are doing this the right way in this company, instead of them going into a leg, which is 6% of a leg of one leg you used to get paid on, you have got these amazing people going through the same process who you're getting paid 30% on, and they are already doing the work of a social marketer without them having to transition across and say, I've got a business, but I don't do anything, but I have a business. I would prefer an entire pod on 30% of people and me teaching people how to share and pulling out 1 or 2 every now and again who want to move into becoming a social marketer, rather than just for the post, shoving some poor person up as a social marketer who has got no idea of how to do this. They don't even know how to encourage their customers to share because they've never done it themselves. They don't have the results. So I hope you're just starting to see how you can build a huge network marketing business without feeling like you have to bring in just social marketers.
Yeah. All right. So let's go to because we're running out of time. Let me go to Sammy G's process. So here it is here. So I've just stuck it on here so we can walk through it. So I said to Sammy today, I said, right, Sammy, let's just walk me through it. Like walk us through the process as a Sammy G. And I said, right, because you're making moves, you're doing it. Like, you know, you're pushing this pod back up to Platinum Black 1. This Platinum Black 1, just in terms of the volume, is equal almost to a Elite 1 business, because you're getting paid 30% of the volume. So 15,000, 30% of that, you work out those numbers. And then, you know, if you're only getting paid 6% or less inside of that Elite business, you're effectively doing like much less. You're getting the volume, but you're getting a lot more of the cut. So, you know, this is really that thing I want you to take away. So let me walk you through. Number one, Sammy, external marketing. You are externally marketing a specific program, which at this present time, it's the 5-day drop. And again, like you said, it could just be any of those things, but it needs to be fast, relatable, and it needs to get someone a result quick, because that's the goal.
The goal is, again, here is sell them what they want. So you are selling them fast results, health, really easy. I'm going to help you. All the different things that someone would say, I can't do that. You've got it covered. You've even shown them testimonials, and you have even put them in the 3B collective. Now, I believe that first one, the marketing, it is imperative that you are putting people in the 3B collective, and you have got all of these multiple different results. You've got different testimonials. You've got different before and afters. It's not just me and 10 people or me and 100 people. It's me and 74,000 people who are all in there. It is automatic proof. The person's like ticking the box. So that is the first step, is you have to be marketing something. When you are marketing just bottles of stuff, you have got to be a little bit deeper than that. That is lazy marketing. Just going, hi, you should buy this. It's amazing. 3 bullet points. You're probably finding if you're doing that, you're not getting much traction, because it's not really giving anyone a good result. They're not looking at it going, if I buy that, I'm going to get this. They're just like, that's a bottle of white stuff. I don't even know what it is. It's got zinc in it. Who cares? Okay, whatever. And they're on to the next, you know, Facebook scroll. So the reason I have always promoted programs, I will always promote programs over individual products, is because I know my customer, I know their mind, I know how people buy. I understand that when you sell someone an actual result and a program, they are much more likely to purchase from you than selling them a bottle of stuff.
Okay, so we've got all that going on, which I think, you know, some people are doing well, some people could do more of. You're like, you know, this is part of your daily ritual, especially inside the 3B collective. It's definitely to be active in there and sharing the testimonials, the social proof, one after the other.
So another thing about the 3B collective, if you are not posting daily on the 3B collective, you are not marketing your business. Taking your customers and your prospects and posting them into a group is one thing. You have to position yourself as an expert. This is why Susan and I are now getting absolutely flooded with your customers and your prospects coming to us for information, because they're seeing other people inside of the 3B collective as experts, and then we're trying to work out where they've come from and sending them back. Is because when you've initially put your prospects in the group and then you're not showing up in there, or you're sporadic, or you're inconsistent, or you're in there 1 week and not in there for a month, then they stop seeing you as an authority. They stop seeing you as a person to come to for advice, and they will go to the people who are visual in there, and they'll come to them and ask for advice because they have positioned themselves as the go-to person. So leveraging those groups, but also you adding value. You're not just adding value to the 3B collective, that's you looking after your own prospects and nurturing them so that when we do promote a program like the 5-day drop, I don't have people coming to me. I don't want your people coming asking me for it. I want them to come back to you and speak to you about it and ask you about it, because they're seeing you nurture your own business and nurture your own leads inside of that group.
So, and again, how many people have seen Tim McGill on 3B Collective? How many people have seen Tim? He's putting videos on there. So super shout out to Tim, number 3 pod builder in the whole team line this month already. So there is no, like, there's proof and evidence that supports the numbers. So if you want to be in the top 10, if you want to build your pod, if you want to build your business, you like take notes. Take notes and take action. All right, so we're moving into Messenger now. So I said to Sam, okay, it's not good enough that we're just putting, like all these things. I want more. Like, I want details. So someone hits your Messenger and they say, hey, Sammy G, I want to know about your 5-day drop, or I want to know about your program. What's the first step?
The first thing and you can copy this down, you can use my exact process, because I promise you it works. Is building rapport. It's being a human. I think a lot of people are too quick just to spit out information. They're like, here you go, there's a picture, there's an image, there's something there, oh, there you go, bye. But I've already done a lot of the work in the 3B collective. So by the time I get to this second step, they've already seen me post in the 3B collective. And you will see that for me personally, I post more in the 3B collective than I even do on my personal page, because my work, I've already took them from my personal page and I'm already working with them in the 3B collective. So I don't have to be pumping stories, pumping stuff all day, every day, because I've done the work to put them in the 3B collective in the first place.
Yeah, the 3B collective is the gym. People already who are motivated to say yes to something, so they're looking at it.
So it's doing the work on your personal pages, but it's also moving them quickly into there, so that then you can turn your focus into the 3B collective.
So you're going to build some rapport. So you're going to just have a bit of chat, and we put that how, what, where, when, why.
Yeah.
How long you've been wanting to do this? What specifically you're wanting to achieve?
It's like a consultation.
Yeah.
So that point there is me going into no different to like how if you walk into a doctor's, you don't walk in the doctor's office and he opens the door and he throws an antibiotic at you and then runs away. He goes, sit down. What's going on? Tell me all about it. What do you need from me? How can I help you? What have you tried before? What isn't working? So it's understanding that you are having a consultation with someone and having that conversation back and forwards. Now, does this take work? Of course it does. Does getting paid take work? Of course it does. If people are saying that customers are too hard and I just don't have time for that, then I don't know what they're doing, because whether you're working in a job,
they're buying leverage.
I don't know what they're doing. Maybe they're
hoping to the leverage shop.
They pray to the sky and money just falls down and they do no work. That's illegal, by the way. Pyramid schemes are illegal. But if I don't know what they think this is. And to me, this kind of work, I love talking to people. I love finding out. I love helping people. I am driven to want to help people, support them, get them a good result, find out who they are, find the best thing for them. So if you are a good human and you're a person with a good heart and you want to actually help people, this shouldn't be hard work. This should be an actual pleasurable process that you actually get let into someone's personal life.
Okay, so now we turn the conversation from general to now positioning.
Specific, yeah.
So you're gonna tell them, this is what Sammy says. I'm going to send you a quick video with an expert, so Isha.
Yes,
so
we're just using the 5D drop.
So in the brackets, this is exactly what Sammy says. I just want to say exactly what Sammy says. Okay, no texting Sammy after this saying, what exactly do you say that? This is exact. I said, say it to me and I'll write it. So there's probably going to be a lot of mistakes in there as well. I'm going to send you a quick video with Isha.
Isha, a naturopathic doctor of 33 years, and she's going to explain to you exactly what the program is about.
At the same time as that video link goes on the landing page, This is what she says. So many people are doing this. It's sold out already in America. It won't last long here. I'm going to send you pricing as well. It is affordable. It's not expensive. And then she sends the price presentation image. Did you hear what she said there? It's affordable. It's not expensive, and everyone's doing it, and it's going to sell out. So you need to get on it, basically.
So even in that tiny little sentence, I tell them what to think. This is another thing in sales, I think, is people are scared to tell their customer what to do. They're kind of like, you should have a look at this. If you have time, don't worry. Just get back to me in 6 months. Like, if you've got enough money, if it's in your budget, oh yeah, you know, oh, sorry, I've sent, oh, they're apologetic. And then however you are, the person will be the same. So if you're thinking, this is expensive, I can't tell you about this, I'm worried I'm disturbing you, I don't have enough time, so you don't have enough time, don't worry about it. Guess what that person will do? They will go, it's too expensive, I don't have time, I'll look at it in 6 months' time. So however you want the person to respond is how you have to be. So me telling them it's not expensive, because I don't believe it is expensive if you want a health result, it's affordable. I've already told them that's my opinion and that's going to be your opinion as well. So they're like, yeah, it is affordable and it isn't expensive. And I've already added in there a sense of urgency, which is it has sold out already. So if you want this, you better be quick. I'm already telling them. So it's not a long message, it's that. And I hope you're starting to get, and I hope that you do go back into your messages in your messenger of people who you have spoken to who have not bought or aren't buying very much. And you go back through that and you'll see different spots where you've said something or you haven't addressed something or you're positioning yourself in a different way, and you'll be able to pick up now, oh, that's why they didn't buy that. Why did I say that? I said it was, get back to me when you've got time and all that sort of stuff. You'll see exactly why they're responding back that way to you.
So send the price presentation image, which also has some more social proof on it, has before and after on it. You're sending it to them. And then you also say, I've also sent you a link to the shop to take advantage of the discount. So there's 2 different ones, right? The second one, which is an alternate one, which is I've set up your account and loaded up the cart with 10 products. Okay, so this is
where I upsell. This is me upselling right here.
And then she says, she then sends a message and says, here's your login and password. It has everything in it and a big discount. And then she goes on to say this, I've added the 5 basic products and I've also added 5 accelerated products that will guarantee you amazing results. And if you need to remove any of them, go ahead and just let me know which ones I can help you. So I can help you. That's what it should say. Do not order until you have listened to my next voice messages, which will guarantee you an even bigger discount long-term.
That is exactly how I upsell and exactly how I get everyone onto subscription and exactly how I'm telling people about 3-month subscription straight away into there. So if you are telling people, you should go and buy this, these are amazing products. If you want them, go and find them on the website and add them into your cart. Most people cannot navigate a website. So them going to search for Activate, them going to search for carb blockers, them going to search for aloe, it's hard for someone who's new. So I'm like, I've done it all for you. I've put all of my recommendations in there. And if you don't want them, take them out. So when they take something out and they remove it, automatically, unconsciously, they're thinking loss. I'm losing something because I'm deleting it. I'm losing something because then I'm deleting it. I'm losing something else because I'm deleting it. So they're like, I don't want to lose anything, so I'm going to put it all back in. Because she said that 10 products is the best way to get maximum results. So every time they physically remove it themselves, not me doing it for them, they have to remove it. They feel like they're removing results. I'm removing a result.
Yeah, slowing this process down.
Oh, is this going to work? So then they're like, oh, I just bought all 10. I just got all 10. I got them all. And I promise you 99.999% of people, of my customers, have all bought every single product that I put in. Now, the 10 products, it doesn't really matter. It's going to be personal to you. It depends whether you're selling gut, you're selling your own program, you're selling anti-aging, whatever you're selling, it doesn't really matter. And the reason I put 10 in is because I know that 8 is a good discount. They will get their good discount, and I'll talk about that in a minute. But 10, I give them the leeway of 2 products. So even if they feel they're that kind of person where they're like, I can't have all of it, they'll be more likely to remove 2, which still leaves them at 8 and still gives them a good discount, but they then have felt good about themselves that they actually didn't buy everything. So that's why I put 10 in there, and I don't put 8 in there, and I don't put 15 in there. I always put 10 in. So the 10 can be anything. It depends on what you personally are selling, what you personally sit down and think is a good product range. But the 10 is a psychological number that they will, and you putting it in their cart and them having to physically remove it, that process is a really good sales process.
Okay, so you've sent that. Now you've told them not to order, and then you've told them that they need to listen to the voice messages before they order. So this is where I think this is the smart bit, first of all, but secondly, this is I think the major bit where everyone misses. I wouldn't say, let's not say everyone. I'd say the majority of people leave it at that because they're elated that they've got five products on, or someone's about to order. They're jumping around, they're bouncing off walls. They're done. This is the next step to long term. This is where Sam is setting up to what we do next. This is also setting up why we need these things, and also setting them up to make sure they go on subscription, make sure that they are also getting those discounts. So you're sending voice messages on what?
So if you look at, we were talking about the desk before with all the different tools. Modere basically have spurted out, share the love, subscription, promotions, this. They just spew it all out, and it doesn't really make any sense to us, and it doesn't even make any sense to the customer. So if we aren't educating the customer, then who do we think is dealing with retention in our business, or having people understand the process, or having people actually go and share with their customers? Who do we think is doing this? Like, when people say, I don't have anyone sharing, it's like, well, have you spoken powerfully to them? Because if you haven't, who do you think is doing this? Just, some invisible force from somewhere. So it's, first of all, you understanding subscription, and you understanding the benefits to the person, and you understanding the network marketing part of your business is share the love. That's what it is, that part. So as soon as you understand it, the reason I send a voice message is just flick your brain back to, I post something and there are 6 different perspectives of what I just did. So the reason I'm sending an image, a voice message, a written message, an image, a voice message, a written message, is because everyone communicates differently. Some people will communicate through writing and they'll understand my writing. Some people need an image. They go, can I see the products? Can I see what you're giving me? Guess what? I've sent them an image of the products. Other people, it's hearing. Other people, it's everything. They have to have hearing, sight, written before they actually go, oh, now I understand that you were selling apple pies between 2 and 6. I get it now. So the reason I do mixed methods of communication is so that the person it's ingesting and soaking into their brain. So when I send these 2 voice messages, which are very powerful, and the reason I also tell them that they need to listen to that first and they will get a big discount, is because I am incentivizing them to listen to me promoting subscription and me promoting share the love. If I didn't write, do not order until you have listened to this and you'll get a big discount, they would just go, I'm not going to listen to that. But as soon as they hear the words big discount, they're like, I better listen to that. I better listen to what she's talking about, because she's telling me I'm going to even get even more money off. So that is a way, because some of you are probably saying, how do I even talk about subscription? How do I even get someone to listen to me waffling on about share the love. You have to incentivize people to do it. So this process really incentivizes the conversation for me to be able then to present share the love and present subscription. So inside of that message, I know what you're going to say. What do you say in it? What do you talk about in it? I'm basically talking, I'm just reading here what Brett's written. I've all sent vote, right? Okay. What I do here, which I think is also very powerful that Modere has, that not many companies do have. Most companies don't have this, and Modere do, which I think is very powerful and is underutilized inside of our team. I can teach you how to get a massive discount on what you're about to buy, because remember, they're about to press send, buy. In going into your cupboard and finding, is there anything in your house, in your household essentials that you have to buy this week or next? Laundry powder, bench spray, shampoo and conditioner, kids body wash, skincare, like all of that stuff that we have inside of Modere. All of that household range that I know for some of you, you're like, I don't really care about household stuff. You may not, but this is where you need to care about it, because this part is very powerful. All of that stuff that you're going to have to go to Tesco, Woolies, Asda, all of those shops.
Coles.
You're going to have to go there anyway and buy it. You're subscribing to those shops without knowing you're subscribing, because you have to buy laundry powder. You have to buy bench spray. You have to buy all those things. How about we take some of that spend and you purchase it from Modere, which is better quality. It's going to last longer. You're going to get a big discount on it that you don't get that discount in Coles or Woolies, but you get it here. And we use that spend to push you up to a level where then you get that discount on all of your other products. So you're just about to get a saving on your household budget of things that you can't not buy. And you're also going to get a discount on the things that you do want. And then I tell them from personal experience what I do. I'm like, every month I have my laundry powder, all my kids' stuff, all my household stuff in the basket ready on subscription. And then I add in all of my extras that I want to buy, that I want to purchase. And the discount is knocked off that as well. So I'm like, it's a win-win, because I get discount on my household stuff and I get discount on my products.
So once you've done those two voice messages, you send, as soon as you order, let me know. I have one last hack, and I'm also going to send you the program and the eating guide once you've ordered. All right, so that's the next message that gets sent after those voice messages. Mm-hmm. And then you send a voice messages and a written message telling them that they have $100 loaded. So this is after they've ordered. So nothing else is going on until they've ordered. And you're going to get them the eating guide. You're going to get them the program sent to them, so they're all set up, ready to go. Then you're going to send them a voice message, a written message telling that they have $100 loaded into their account to give out to 5 people. There's a 30-day timer, and then they'll lose it. So that it's the give 20, get 20.
So I then tell them the date. So I'll say, if you order today, this is your start date. This is when you will lose it. Now, using that terminology of you are going to lose it, instead of me phrasing it like, you have got $20 if you share it, it's going to be amazing and you should share it with your friends. No one cares about that. But if they're going to lose money, they care about losing money. And I'm like, you've got 5 of these. You've got a 30-day timer. This is when it starts. This is when you're going to lose it. Lose it is important that you write that. This is when you're about to lose your $100. They're like, oh my God, I don't want to lose it. Then I'll put something in my phone, like a little alert. Mary, day 29, I've already just voice Siri'd it into my phone, will lose her 5 credits. And then I will follow them up and tell them. And the amount of people who will share based upon the fact that they think they're about to lose $100 rather than they have gained $100 it's fascinating human psychology, but it actually works. So then I'm telling them, you've got 2 left. Who do you want to give them to? Have you got anyone else that you want to give your last 2 to before you lose them? And they're like, oh my God, I'm thinking of Mary and I'm thinking this one. Now, it doesn't end there. for me, I don't just send them this great big long list and go, off you go, there's everything, go and like share it, hopefully you work it out. The next stage for me then is, which I'm doing at the minute, is I'm like, you don't have to do anything, Mary. Drop me in a message with your friends and I will share your code for you. And I'm going to teach them how to get $20 off. And then guess what? They have their 5 codes and they have 30 days to share their code. So then I do the exact process. This exact process I go through again with all of their customers. I tell them about subscription. I educate them on household essentials. I talk to them. I'm helping them market because they're getting a good result. And guess what they really are without knowing it? Without knowing it, they're a social marketer. But I didn't have to have an awkward social marketing. Do you want to start a business? You have to take photos every 5 minutes. Everyone's like, I don't want to do that. But I'm helping them get a good result, feel confident about the products, share the products. I've educated them on all the tools that Modere have. I've touch pointed every single way of their communication, visuals, audio, written. I've gone through everything. So then guess what I have? I have a fully armed and educated social marketer who has a name tag on that says I'm a customer. And they're going out into the world and they're networking and sharing and they're getting paid for it. And I get 30% of that cut rather than 6% of one leg.
Yeah. And so then you're just following up every couple of days. You tell them, again, if you have any questions, I'm here to help. We're going to do 2 to 3 rounds of the drop next month. We're going to start the 3B Lean Body Program, and you send them the 3B Lean Body Program image as well to basically future proof or future cast out that this is not the start. This is not the end of it. This is the beginning of something. And so you're making sure that next month they already know that at the time they finish, they're going to do 2 to 3 rounds or 1 to 2 to 3 rounds, as much as their products can get through. And then we're going to start you on the 3B Lean Body Program.
And then I've already sent them the image that we've created that's in boards. It doesn't have the price on because I'm not doing, you don't need to give them like vomit everything, but I send them the image of that. And I say, this is your next month's program. This is where we're moving to next. So it already has all the products on there. They can see it. It already tells them everything they get. And the amount of people I get going, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I've been trying to do this so long by myself. I'm getting no results. I can't wait. How many rounds can I do now? And then what happens? Because people need to know what's happening next. And they actually do want you to tell them. They want you to tell them how to get the best money off. They want you to tell them that you're going to help them share their code. They want you to tell them what products to use. So instead of you feeling like I'm pushing something on someone, turn it all around to you are actually helping to educate. You're bringing in social marketers who have a name badge on as a customer. Who cares? They're still a social marketer. As soon as your customer shares, basically they're a social marketer. You just haven't brought down the percentage of income that person you're working with, that person. That's all that's happened. So it is in you following the process from the beginning all the way through, so that by the time you get to the end of that conversation, you are like, I have armed you. You are covered in everything. I've got subscription, I've got share the love, products, next month's program, great result. And then when all this has happened and you've shared with a few people, then I may have the conversation with you about becoming a social marketer. And then you may or you may not do it, but that makes no difference to me because you are an amazing social marketer with a customer badge on. Does that make sense to everyone, or is everyone fully overwhelmed?
Oh, I think that's as diluted as you could make it. So just to recap, all right, to make sure that you understand the sales process, that you understand that it takes some groundwork to understand who you're selling to, the program that you're going to offer, to be able then to understand your sales process. So we do have the sales funnel inside of boards. We understand all the tools that we have, the images and everything at your disposal. But like Sammy said, they're just all tools lying on a table. It's up to you to basically put it to life. Things like the voice messages that Sammy's talking about, put it in your own words, try it a couple of times, even record it. So when it comes time to that, you know, you can even say that you've automated your sales process by saying, when it comes time to that voice message, I freaking nailed this one. I'm going to record this one. And then I'm going to basically then send that from a you know, you don't even have to say it again. If you're, you know, you're in the shower or whatever else, and you don't really have a time to send a voice message, you can just insert that, send it as well, because it's a process that happens over and over again. And then making sure that those things, just before you push order, I need you to listen to these next couple of voice messages, because they're really important and they're going to save you money. So make sure you listen to this. Then we'll close it up. Then we'll get your order in. Then I'll send you the program. And by holding back on just that little bit of, like, you know, before we get that sale done, Sammy's also embedded into them that there is subscription, that there's household essentials, that there's other things that people can take advantage of before they press go. If you did it after the fact, chances are they're not going to listen to it. They're going to put you on, you know, unread or whatever else.
Dangle a carrot all the way along, so that at the end you've actually, you know, the person has listened to what you've said and they've understood it. So all the way along, I asked them, did that make sense? Did you understand that? Did I say that clearly? So I'm asking for them to say, you know, what time are you selling apple pies? That's what I'm waiting for them to say. And then I'm like, I already said that, but maybe it didn't make sense to you. So I need a visual. You know, does this make sense? And then by the end of it, they're like, oh yeah, perfect sense. I understand it all. Actually, I've got my sister, you know, I'm talking to a lady at the minute. It's my customer who I shared with her customer, who I shared with her sister, who was shared with her work friends. And that's in my customer pod. So they're like 4 and 5 levels deep now because of this process, and they are social marketers. However, I don't want them to be a social marketer. I don't care about the post, you know, going, here's my social marketer. If they're not going to do anything, I would rather they stay in my customer pod and I help them until they feel good. They've got this like a well-oiled machine. And then I can turn around to them and go, do you realize without you even knowing it, you've created a little business? And if we turn you into a social marketer, we can help you do X, Y, Z. Whereas until that point, they have to really prove to you that they're going to do something, or else what they're going to do is take up all your time and all your energy. They're going to need a lot of hand holding. They're going to need you to get them a result on the product. They're going to have to get connected. That can take years for someone to go through that process before they actually come in and just launch, you know, and you've got an elite 3 in your business, like just gone like that off their own efforts. It's hard. But if you do it this way, I promise you'll have a higher income. You'll have a constant lead generation of people for your network marketing business, and you will have higher volume, higher order baskets, and educated people. And you've given them everything to succeed, from the Modere toolbox, from the team toolbox, and yet the sky's the limit.
Thank you so much, Sammy G. That was amazing. For all your wisdom, expertise, and of course all your success inside of the customer pod and helping more people get started. So hopefully you've taken on something. Hopefully there's even just one thing that you can implement, one thing into your process. If you have questions, we are actually out of time on the questions. So if you have more questions, we will put this recording into Team Line. Ask away underneath that as they come. And you know, and again, this is ultimately for you to be able to use and take action on so that you can improve your tomorrows. Thank you so much for being here. Have a great day. Have a great weekend. We will see you guys later.